In less than 4 months, a rival rapper was missing part of his skull.
Oh my
5
God.
others were left dead.
That just
No
made
one
my
was
head hurt.
scared. A 22-year-old cameraman died before his camera hit the ground. Grandparents were gunned down outside of their home, and the rapper's mother would even be arrested for allegedly using her old job to find her son's enemy's address so he could attack.
No! I'm done, bro. What up, Mula? Gang, it's your boy Mac Mula, aka Mr. Mula Mac. Today we reacting to GUERO10K, a murdering rapper out of Houston, Texas. I don't know, folks. I don't know when popping people and rapping about it got cool, but it surely is funny as to watch, man. Let's get into it.
When it comes to killer rappers, a few names may come to mind.
I don't think Gucci should be in that. Gucci killed somebody that came to rob him and kill him. Gucci is not in the same, do not compare it. And everybody used to be scared of Gucci when he did that. Now you got people running around here smoking people for fun.
But just outside of Houston, Texas, a new killer would emerge into the spotlight with a smile.
The reign of terror. Now, documented gang leader Christian Cavazos will spend life in prison. He killed 5 people in 4 months.
God!
Guilty to it.
A judge sentenced him today after prosecutors showed some of these murders.
Hold on. Pause on the play. Okay, let's go back.
Life in prison. He killed terror. Now, documented gang leader Christian Cavazos will spend life in.
Oh, they didn't say how old he was.
Him today after prosecutors showed some of these murders were captured on video.
Oh God! Damn. He pulled up and wet him like that on camera. Oh, get down, blow back, do something. Hold on, y'all, cause y'all know I love putting y'all on to that easy money. CashKick.com is a free to use cash rewards marketplace that helps you save and grow your money. This is some of the simplest and easiest ways to make money right now. All you have to do is play mobile games on your phone and you can earn up to $500 per deal. Now remember, I said CashKick.com is free to use, so they will never ever ask you to send them any type of money. Signing up is super easy. All you need is an email and a password. Once you sign up, all you have to do is download your first offer and start making money. Now your offers and reward amounts can change at any time. So that means you can download a game on your phone, play it for long enough, make $500 on one day, and the next day you can download a whole nother game, play it for long enough, make $300. Next day, same thing. This is some of the easiest money I can tell you about right now. And again, you can earn up to $500 per deal. So this is what I need you to do. Go to CashKick.com, make you an account, activate your account. Make sure you turn on allow tracking on your phone so that the app can actually track how much you're playing the game and earn you some of the easiest money you can make. Y'all can't say I ain't never did nothing for you. Skate.
Shooting dozens and dozens of rounds.
Gang, we gon' come to the shoot, let 100 out. Nigga play, get popped in his forehead. All the folks on the drink, get a whole day. Spin the block, then we left about 4 days.
Oh,
McGowan's son Ryan was shot in his car in September 2019.
He kept hunting my son down like an animal.
What's the location of the emergency?
Everything on my side of my clip twitching. These niggas don't stop clip switching. These niggas switch clips every week. We don't do no skipping, hit every street.
How can I help
Boy.
you? There is a lot of gunfire going on outside. Okay, how many shots have you heard? How many shots have we heard? Probably 20.
Yeah.
More than 20.
You said what I did and I'm
More than
clapping the
20.
witness.
Y'all niggas gonna be in this hole. Y'all niggas gonna be in this hole with me.
Listen.
Go catch somebody, you gonna be in this hole with us, okay?
Can you please let me talk?
And he think it's funny. He like, go catch you a body gonna be in here with me. gang, squad. Boy, I'm telling you, gang. This is the generation of crash outs, bro. If you was born, I feel like if you was born in the 2000s, bro, congratulations. You was born in the crash out era, gang. That don't mean you a crash out. You might be one of the, if you watch Mako videos, that means you one of them. I'm for the grade. But boy.
You are, bro.
He think it's cool.
A rap beef would turn
Like,
into
he just bragged about being in jail. He think this cool.
Killing spree, and in less than 4 months, a rival rapper was missing part of his skull.
Oh
while
my
5
God.
others were left dead.
That just
No
made
one
my
was
head hurt.
A 22-year-old cameraman died before his camera hit the ground. Grandparents were gunned down outside of their home, and the rapper's mother would even be arrested for allegedly using her old job to find her son's enemy's address so he could attack.
No! I'm done, bro. I'm done. I'm done, bro. On a dead guys. What kind of shit is that, gang? And that's I said this in my other video like a minute ago, gang, on bro, like Bloodhound Lil Jeff. His messages hit the internet with his mama. His mama talking about some, yeah, son, kill them niggas, son. Kill them because you used to sleep in the bed with. What? Now you talking about some, you went and helped your son get his enemy, his ops location through your job. So your son could go catch. Bro, I can't believe this shit, gang. That's the problem, gang. It's like this, the daddies crash outs, the mamas crash outs. Like, I don't know what's wrong with y'all, folks. Hey, man.
Address so he could attack.
Bro.
The suburbs of Houston were being terrorized.
So they probably used a number, typed it in on T-Mobile. It probably was with T-Mobile. She worked there. She got the address to that number. Yeah, slide. That's
Feds
crazy.
were being called in. And in this video,
that's nuts.
We're going to be breaking down the murderous history of Texas rapper GUERO10K. Born in 2001, Christian Cavasso.
I knew it. I knew it. Hey, 2000s, bro.
Host Jr. would grow up in the suburbs of Houston, primarily around Cypress and Jersey
from the
Village.
suburbs, bro.
With Mexican parents, he'd be nicknamed Guerrero, a Spanish term for someone with fair skin. He'd play football for Campbell Middle School, and early photos would show he came from a large, middle-class family. Even those on Reddit would point out how it seemed he had a great childhood, and the fact that he was in a 2-story home.
Look at this big-ass house. Come on, gang. You talking about gangster shit. Like, come on, bro. This what I'm saying. This what I be telling people about, like, nowadays, bro. Like, ever since Chief Keef came out, you got the suburban niggas trying to be gang. You got the suburban. It was a point in time, if you wasn't from the city, you couldn't say nothing about no hood shit at all. You couldn't gang bang, none of that from the grade. Now, niggas is really getting whacked. And of course, you catching bodies because the people you into it with ain't even really street niggas. You into it with the goddamn wrestling team. You into it with the AV club, the robotics club and shit. Like, come on, gang. Look at this big ass house. With a polo shirt on, nice haircut, some cool jeans on, probably some Jordans, gang. You not from the hood.
Or how he and his sister had prescription glasses and she had braces. These were all signs of money.
Y'all had some money.
At least parents that cared.
Right. Y'all
things
tripping.
aren't always as they appear.
Oh no, not
then I got the drum.
The sister.
Then I got more clips.
Just goofy. Just lame.
It's the 762s for me.
Just lame.
Christian Cavasso Sr. would stand out in family photos, while Guero's mom didn't appear in any. His father's appearance and demeanor didn't match the rest of his family,
right?
And he never smiled.
Yeah.
It's said both parents would remain in Guero's life, but the influence they had is unknown. As Guerrero reached his later teens, his appearance would drastically change. He'd attend Cypress Ridge High.
I got 100 rounds on me, can't trust me in soul. I watch my own back, that's all I got. You niggas ain't with me, these bitches ain't with me.
And multiple videos of Guerrero fighting would make their way online. It was clear Guerrero was nice with his hands, but the violence would quickly progress. 20 minutes from Jersey Village was another suburb named Greenspoint, just north of Houston.
You niggas, you suburban niggas is into it with the suburbs across town now? That's what's going on?
This was home to a rapper named Cash Out Ace.
I don't know, bro.
It isn't clear how or why things started, but when the match lit, the streets were on fire. GUERO10K was a member of a gang known as 10K, while Cash Out Ace was a member of Cash Out. And on September 6, 2019, the first body would drop.
I mean, he was 18.
So far, no one has been arrested.
He was born in 2001, and the shooting happened in 2019.
They're still on the loose. Detectives say pistols and a rifle were fired up and down this block. Evidence markers, crime scene tape, and a stolen SUV riddled with bullet holes. Evidence of the deadly shooting early this morning.
Somebody was screaming around here.
Tina lives close by. Her family heard the screams, gunshots, and called 911.
The shots fired, there were multiple shots fired. We haven't even started counting them yet. There were so many.
It's really sad and really feel bad about it.
Investigators say 2 young men were shot inside this SUV. One died on scene, the other fighting for their life in the hospital.
He received several gunshot wounds.
The crime scene expansive, stretching around a quarter of a mile, bullet casings everywhere. Investigators believe shots were fired between the SUV and a white sedan that sped away. However, detectives aren't sure who pulled the trigger first.
At this time, we don't know if they are suspects or victims.
Right now, authorities don't know the motive and have not identified the dead man, and they're asking anyone with information to come forward.
It was 4:52 in the morning when the homicide unit was made aware of a shooting on
4:52 in the morning,
Road.
boy.
Just outside of a gated community, 19-year-old Ryan McGowan.
Do you understand how this video keeps getting goofier and goofier and goofier and goofier, folks? What you mean just outside of a gated community? What do you mean, bro? That mean this is not the fucking hood. What is going on? Boy, hey man, listen, bro.
Ryan lay dead in the back seat of a stolen SUV. Ryan was a member of Cash Out, known as Cash Out Spaz. He'd been shot in the back, the bullet exiting his chest.
Damn.
Officers would observe 223,
he wasn't gonna make it through
9mm, and 357 SIG shell casings trailing down the road. Officers would later learn that Spaz wasn't alone. He was with 2 friends, one of which was named Trenton Steele. They were all beefing with 10K, so they drove to 10K territory in a stolen SUV after learning a 10K member lived in a nearby apartment complex. While lurking in enemy territory, they were spotted by a
lurking inside of the enemy suburbs. Like, come on, gang. This shit sounds so corny.
That pulled up and opened fire, striking the driver of the SUV and causing him to crash. Trent would pull out the driver as the 2 ran across the street, leaving Spaz in the back seat. That's when the dark-colored sedan returned as a man got out and opened fire on Spaz, killing him. But how did the officers learn all of this? Because Trent sat down with investigators and told them the whole story.
No, of course he. I'm not even gonna say no. Of course he did. They in the suburbs. What did you expect from the suburban kids? And don't get me wrong, gang. I went my whole fucking bro. I did not visit the suburbs of Chicago until I was like 15. I had never been to the suburbs on a guys. Maybe like once or twice to visit like my mama friend or some shit. Like, I never been over there. Like, I don't even know where we at. You feel me? Like, I ain't know nothing. I knew Calumet City cause of River Oaks Mall, but I ain't know nothing about no suburbs. I didn't even really know that was the burbs for real. But like, gang, I wish I grew up in the suburbs. I wish I went to this big ass high school that, you hear me? I wish that I had neighbors. What the fuck? Neighbors? I wish I had nice neighbors. In a driveway, in a garage, and this nigga got y'all live in the suburbs of Houston. Y'all living nice lives with braces and nice haircuts, polo shirts, and big cribs. Of course he snitched. And now since he snitched, guess what? He the victim.
Cash Out was the first to slide on 10K, failing the mission so bad.
But he told him that
one
though.
member died, another member ratted.
He told him that,
it wasn't immediately
so that wasn't
clear who actually killed Spaz.
Right.
Looking at his Instagram, Spaz's last post would read, "I done lost so many of my dogs, I swear this year for y'all." And less than 48 hours later, his comments would be full of broken hearts. 3 days after Spaz's death, Cash Out Ace would drop a song called Ciabatta. In the chorus, he'd say,
Swab smoking pack while I'm fucking on Lilia. Swab smoking pack while I'm fucking on Lilia.
Come to find out, Lily was Guero's girl.
Oh,
this was the first time the beef between the two.
Look at these niggas, bro.
Lily was Guero's girl.
Come on, bro. This nigga got blue and orange. Come on, bro.
The first time the
look at this. Come on, bro. I'm supposed to be. I wouldn't even be scared of y'all. On the guys, like if I pulled up to this parking lot, I'd be like, who the hell are these corny ass Mexican niggas? Like, I'm not saying that they wouldn't do nothing. I know any man could do anything, but like y'all, it's like you could tell a real street nigga when you see him. I don't know what it is, the demeanor, just cause you do real street activity, don't mean you a street nigga, bro. You just a goofy with a gun trying to be hood in the suburbs.
The beef between the two was being put in the music, and Ace just made himself a target to one of Houston's top crashers. 19 days after Spaz was killed, 10K would strike. It was 1:30 in the morning when Harris County sheriffs received multiple calls for shots fired on Francitas Drive. This was northwest Houston and Cash Out territory. Deputies arrived finding a heartbreaking crime scene. 65-year-old Ramiro Reyes lay dead in the roadway, while his 63-year-old wife Rosalva sat dead in the passenger seat of a purple Charger.
This is crazy.
Their son-in-law would be found inside of the home alive with a gunshot to the hip. Investigators will learn the couple had spent the night at a hospital bedside as Rosalva's elderly mother passed away.
Damn.
They just made it home, still grieving, and tired after such a long night.
Right.
But instead of finding the comfort of their beds, they'd be met with gunfire. 3 months would pass. The innocent elderly couple's shooter was still unidentified, and nobody knew exactly why they were targeted. It was now December 27, 2019, just 2 days after Christmas, and Cash Out Ace was recording a music video in North Houston. It was 9:31 p.m. when the call came in for shots fired. Arriving on scene, 2 men were found dead, 20-year-old Gonzalo Gonzalez and 22-year-old Jonathan Jimenez. 7 other people were shot at the scene, including 20-year-old Cash Out Ace, who was shot in the arm and shot in the head. His older brother Abel was also with him and shot 4 times.
God, they
Investigators
went that
would locate
up, bro.
7.62, 40 Smith & Wesson, and 9mm shell casings at the scene as victims were transported to local hospitals. Ace would be placed in critical condition and equipped to a breathing machine with a bullet lodged in his head. A week after the mass shooting, investigators would speak with Ace's brother Abel, who was still recovering in the hospital. Abel would tell investigators Ace set up a music video shoot, and the address was sent to only trusted friends through Instagram. Ace had issues with the rapper GUERO10K, who was the known leader of the 10K gang.
Another nigga snitching.
Abel would then say Guerrero and another man named Rico10K had been threatening Ace for some time now, and made threats earlier that day.
But did you tell?
Abel
but ain't these the niggas that went and slid on bro first when they other homie died? So my first question, the first thing that popped up in my head is, okay, did the other nigga ever have real pressure with y'all? How did y'all get into it? See, one thing about gangs on bro, like, it used to be a point in time where, like, even in Chicago, you not gonna call yourself no BD. People ain't really just gonna really let you call yourself no BD like that for real around a bunch of other real BDs unless you a BD. Like, unless you grew up over here, you know the literature. Like, it gotta be structure, some type of, maybe a little bit of structure. Nowadays, what a quote-unquote gang is just a group of friends from a certain neighborhood in the suburbs that all go to school together and they listen to a bunch of drill rappers. So now they gotta come up with their own gang. So they call themselves Cash Out, or we gonna call ourselves 10K, or we gonna call ourselves iPhone Gang, or we gonna call ourselves Snow Patrol because we wear white all the time. Something stupid, right? Ain't got nothing to do with no gang. Y'all ain't selling no drill. Y'all ain't catching no bodies. This is not no criminal organization. Y'all just a bunch of friends that gotta call y'allself a gang. But in order to be a gang, what you gotta do, you gotta be into it with somebody, gang. So now you out here picking fights, trying to get into it with a nigga, because you need somebody to be into it with so that you can feel like a real gangster. And then as soon as you get into it with a nigga and you get hit up with some bullets, now 2 of your members is in a hospital bed snitching. What the fuck?
Guerrero and Rico had killed the old couple in Fallbrook. In fact, the night they were murdered, Abel received a video call from Rico around 1 in the morning. Abel stated Rico said, "Yeah, what's up? Where you at? We know you stay in Fallbrook. We know you stay on Pilot Point." Abel told investigators he used to live in Fallbrook with his grandparents, but doesn't live there anymore. When he saw Rico on the video call, he was with multiple individuals with rifles wearing ski masks. Abel would tell investigators he didn't know how they got his address, and that after the elderly couple was killed, Guerrero and Rico fled to Austin, Texas for a few days to make it look like they weren't in Houston at the time of the shooting.
Right.
So not only would Ace's brother give motive for Guerrero to shoot up the music video, but he named Guerrero and Guero10K as the ones responsible in a double murder 3 months prior. By now, 5 were dead, and investigators would piece it all together as they'd been investigating the 10K gang for 8 months, and witnesses were rushing to come forward. 7 months after Spaz was killed, a female friend of the victim met with investigators claiming Guero10K and Rico10K were responsible for killing him. But it wasn't just that. She'd provide details to the murder that hadn't been released to the public and was consistent with surveillance video that no one but investigators saw.
Right.
In fact, she only knew about it because Guerrero and Rico called her on FaceTime, with Rico admitting that he was the driver and Guerrero saying he doubled back to get out of the vehicle.
Y'all don't even know how to be street niggas right. Like, this is embarrassing.
Spaz off. This was consistent with what Trenton Steele witnessed as he saw the shooter's vehicle come back and a man get out firing into the backseat of the SUV, killing Spaz.
That's what hit up Spaz.
It would also be learned that the reason Spaz and his friends were hunting for a 10K member was over an argument on Instagram Live.
So y'all got into it on Instagram Live, and because you watch rappers and all these niggas on Instagram and all these gangsters on Instagram, you see them do it and you think it's cool, so now you gotta go step on shit. So now you finna put some guns in the car and go do gangster shit. Y'all are not like that. And that's okay. Y'all into it, y'all don't like each other, fine. Y'all wanna fight at school and y'all, you feel me, wanna do something cause y'all young, alright, cool. But y'all stepping into a different type of territory that y'all ain't really on. And that's cool, gang. I'm just saying, y'all in the suburbs, y'all got everything I always wanted growing up. So I don't get it, gang. You feel me? I don't get it.
The investigation took a darker turn as law enforcement found out why the elderly couple was murdered. Cash Out Ace's brother Abel told investigators 10K members found out the neighborhood where his grandparents lived, but didn't know how they knew.
Right.
Cell phone records would show in the hours leading up to the shooting. Guero10K was communicating with his dad and a T-Mobile employee. The dad allegedly texted Guero's mom, Christina, to see if she could find an address associated with a number. Turns out, Christina previously worked at T-Mobile and reached out to a friend who is currently a manager who used her manager's login to find the address.
Stupid.
The phone number belonged to Cash Out Ace's brother Abel and revealed his grandparents' address.
Yeah.
Guerrero and Rico.
And that's it sounded like he was living with his grandma at the time. So when he got his phone or whatever, he registered to T-Mobile. That was the number, that was the address that was popping up. So somehow, some way, these niggas got his number, probably from some girl. They in the suburbs. I'm sure it's small as hell out there. That's just how it go. Somebody he go to school with, or somebody he used to kick it with, or they might have been friends before, or somebody Instagram. He got his number and said, "Hey, can you get this address?" The grandparents' address popped up, so they went outside and they camped out waiting for this nigga to come home. So they see a car pull up to the house. They like, that's him. They hop out and blick the whole car down, not knowing that he don't even live there no more, and that's his grandma and grandpa in the car. Y'all don't eat nothing, not one single thing that this nigga 1090 Jake has said make any type of street nigga sense. If you grew up anywhere around the hood, you know this is stupid, goofy activity, shorty. On the guys. Easy. This is like, come on, gang.
yet again trying to up the score after already killing Spaz. And while in the neighborhood of the address they were given, they spotted a purple Charger they thought belonged to Abel and followed it home. With Rico driving, Guerrero opened fire. Kelvin, a member of 10K, would be arrested and would be the first to fold on 10K. Of course. He'd tell investigators they spotted the music video shoot, so he did a U-turn. Traveling past for the second time, Guerrero opened fire with an AK-47 while Rico fired a pistol hanging out of the sunroof, and a third shooter named Roman Wise fired a pistol from the back seat. But that wasn't all. Kelvin was trying hard to get himself a deal, knowing just for driving he'd be facing life, if not worse.
Boy, your ass ain't getting no deal.
He told investigators he was there when GUERO10K and Rico10K saw on the news that they killed an elderly couple.
Y'all ain't getting no damn deal.
But he said they weren't sad. They were happy, figuring they'd killed Abel and Cash Out Ace's grandparents. An overwhelming amount of evidence would lead to the downfall of the 10K gang, as everyone involved was arrested, and under Texas law, for capital murder, they faced death by execution. Kelvin, the driver who snitched on the rest of 10K, took a plea deal and would be sentenced to 20 years in state prison, with 3 years time served, leaving him with 17 years left. Under Texas law.
So he snitched and got a deal for 20 years.
He'll be eligible for parole in the next
like
8.5 years.
Yeah.
Louis Santee, aka Rico10K, took a deal for 60 years in state prison and will be eligible for parole in 30.
He took a deal
Roman
for 60.
Wise would take a plea for 30 years, leaving him eligible for parole in 15.
Guerrero got it.
The only one left was the leader of it all, GUERO10K.
And they all probably snitched on his ass.
22-year-old Guerrero took a plea deal to spare him a death sentence and was sentenced to life in Texas prison. He will have to serve 40 years.
He killed that nigga when he was 18, I think. So a few years later, probably he was probably 21. You feel me? Because he was born. Well, shit, what it is? It's 2020. It's 2024. Nah, he was born in 2001. He 23. He 23. If he ain't turned 23 yet, he 23. You feel me? To get life at 23 years old as a suburban kid who didn't do no street shit right. You didn't do nothing right. The whole everything you did in the streets, all of y'all was silly. Then y'all got in there and snitched like goofies. Like, this don't make no, this is so perplexing to me, folks. Like, this don't make no, like, what is we at in the world where you telling me I can't even take my kids to the suburbs? They not even safe in the fucking suburbs, bro. The suburbs is supposed to have a few kids that died because they was snorting some cocaine now. You feel me? A few kids that was just crazy. You know what I mean? Like, one kid who just liked to fight all the time. The suburbs was never the place where people was getting whacked and grandmas was dying and people was sliding with AKs and making drill songs. And it was a point in time where if you was from the suburbs, you couldn't even do that. Bro, like, you just couldn't do that. This shit getting accepted and he rapping and people listening to this and he from the suburbs? What the fuck?
For being eligible.
What's going on?
Meaning Guerrero would be in his early 60s before even being considered for freedom. Only 17 years old when he killed Spaz. By 18, he killed a total of 5 people and showed no sympathy.
Yeah, he's
in
right.
fact,
Look at him.
Guerrero never broke a smile as both pictures and videos of him incarcerated would emerge as he fought this case. A war essentially started by Cash Out would be finished by 10K, but leave both sides devastated. Cash Out Ace would have a large portion of his skull removed.
The fact that he took that picture is...
And speak on his recovery process as he had to learn to walk and talk again. Ace would continue on his career with his brother Abel at his side.
Oh, he looks regular now, though.
Surprisingly still claiming ties to the Crips and Uber Street gang. Although Abel cooperated against 10K by providing investigators information.
Now they go back to the suburbs after snitching on a person who... This is why I tell people, don't get into it. Don't leave me the fuck alone. I'm calling the police. I'm not in this street life. This shit is stupid. When I was in the hood and I was young, I was a kid, 16 years old, doing stupid shit like this, gang. Like, not like this. Don't prove me. Hey, hold on, wait, pause. When I was doing stupid shit in the streets, though, like at 16 as a kid, like, I don't even remember what I was finna say, but all I know is, bro, this is just weird. Like, how that's like me starting a war with you in the streets, and then as soon as you get some retaliation or I slide on you to off you, you end up offing my homie, so I go snitch. What is we doing? What is going on?
And saying they were responsible for the elderly couple's murder. Even Trent, who went on the failed hit that left Spaz dead and started the war with 10K, would go on to become a rapper after cooperating with the police.
And now Trent is fired and holding guns and shit after snitching on the person that he pulled up on, he slid on. Like, come on, but this is just
would
goofy
go on
activity.
to become a rapper after cooperating with the police against 10K. And finally,
a bunch of goofies.
The victims. 19-year-old Spaz was killed after the hunter became the hunted. He intended on killing a rival 10K member, only to be left behind by his friends and executed in the back of an SUV. The Reyes couple, already grieving a loss, were murdered in cold blood after a case of mistaken identity in a suburban gang.
That's the suburban gang war. You heard me say?
A 20-year-old University of Houston student that had dreams of filming movies and writing films, would die instantly while recording a music video for a rapper.
Damn.
22-year-old Jonathan Jimenez, a friend of Ace, was also killed in the hail of gunfire at the music video shooting. In the end, everyone took a loss. Nothing came out of this but pain, suffering, and a story that will hopefully grab the attention of someone living a similar lifestyle. A story that will open someone's eyes, giving them a glimpse at the road being followed. A road that leads to only prison or death. But hey, it's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, y'all rocking with me. And if y'all like this video, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all
This was crazy, but now that I'm sitting here thinking like, bro, I feel like it's crazy as the 10K niggas was, and they was, as much as they was tweaking and as much as, you know, they end up hitting up somebody innocent in the situation, like, I want to know more about the story, basically. Like, I want to know how y'all start gangbanging. I want to know how y'all even got into it or why, because I'm just thinking like, I was that nigga, bro. Me and my homies sitting here minding our business. Somebody come pulling up shooting at us because my homies is whooping their ass at school and they fighting over a girl. So they steady losing the fight. They pull up shooting. Now, in the midst of this war, my homies caught bodies. They caught bodies on my homies. My homies caught bodies on them, right? I would have hated, and it's not even on, bro. I have a homie that I used to kick it with. I ain't talked to in years, but he doing like 30-something, 40-something years or something like that for a murder. And it's like they started with us, bro. So now niggas come trying to kill me. I shoot back, and I end up on the right side with the long end of the stick on, bro. I end up on top. I blick back. He end up getting checked. But they came over here fucking with me. So it's like, gang. So now I'm getting punished because y'all came over here wanting a war. I feel like somebody should get like, now I gotta do life because they came over here playing with me. That's crazy when you think about it like that. But at the same time, it's like he kind of had to get life because, bro, if you was doing one thing, that was one thing. But to the nigga, you end up killing somebody, grandpa and grandma, like what's going on, gang? You tweaking. But regardless, bro, rest in peace to everybody. The suburban gangbanging has got to stop. Martin Luther King is against suburban gangbanging.